The reason I'm asking that is I always keep reinforce this message, which is product authentication. So the brand comes where it is. So if overseas the brand has been damaged, so the only way to rescue it is to use the brand in the in where it's coming from, and then use the word of mouth as well. So for example, if the brand in New Zealand has not been damaged, and then and the company really need to build a positive branding here in among the domestic Asian market, or the domestic Chinese market, and then to use their word of mouth. So we have done that. So in Rotorua, our brand was damaged in China or in Asia because we were perceived as a cheap destination at the time before I joined in Rotorua. So my challenge when I come on board was to change the perception of how Asian view Rotorua tourism. So I start from domestic Asian market. I didn't start from the remote Asia over there. So I know the power of friends and families are greater. So that's why I'm using this influence to influence the people over there. So we actually rebranded. I think there's a question. How do you find suitable key opinion leaders for a local service in Auckland? Again, so it's not just an answer I can provide you. It's a learning process yourself have to go through. That's why I'm suggesting to join the Growth Pursuits program. So, and there is no one. I'm sure you probably have asked this question to different people as well, and then it's never a certain answer, for you. It's just a learning process. You have to learn and try different way of finding the KOLs. So for me, I'm very certain about how I'm going to find my KOLs in the market. But that's because it's my industry. And then, but for your industry, and we have different skills to teach you how to approach different people. But you have to do the work. You have to do the work, and then you actually know, those are the KOLs, and maybe then okay, this is the right question I need to ask my staff to approach the right KOLs. And when the KOLs is presented in front of me, and then I know how to ask some question to test whether this is a qualified KOLs for me. So whether I can get some kind of results from them. So you need to have that capability yourself. And so rather than to kind of ask different people about how you're going to, because different people, they come from different industry, and going to give you the answer that might not even serve you in your industry.
Great, thanks, Shelley. Now we're coming up just on an hour, so I want to be respectful of people's time. We probably have time for just one more question. If anybody has to ask Shelley before we finish up.
Yeah. So we actually aim to start that Growth Pursuit programs quite soon, in 2 weeks' time. But we're going to run that, regularly. So really, hope you are interested, and then have a look of that landing page. You will see more information about program like that. Do you expect to pay KOLs? Okay, so this is the tricky part. When I engaged the KOLs in Rotorua, that was 2011 or 2012, I did not pay anything of that. But you have to do it very, very smartly. When you engage with KOLs, you also need to know what your KOLs wants. And then if they want more exposure, or if they want to, or maybe what they want is the association with a big brand. So that's the emotional connection you have identified through your conversation. If you can provide them that, you might get their endorsement for free. So that's what I did. I get all the full endorsement for free. So what I provide them is the free experience of 3 days, 2 nights in Rotorua, and I treat them like, they feel really privileged to experience all those kind of products. And they also feel they feel recognized because we arranged the media interview for them. So actually give them even more bigger platform. They were only on social media before. So when we engaged in this campaign, we paid for TV, we paid for radio, we paid for like print advertisement, all those things. Actually, we create more exposure for those KOLs, which is something they really, really appreciate. Of course. So that's why I didn't even touch about the money side. I didn't even say how much you want to, for doing this. I didn't even say that. They just say, okay, Shelley, that's great. Let's do it. So that's a kind of some kind of emotional intelligence you kind of might need to navigate during your conversation.